We are journeying from a hard place that is the only place we've ever known. And even though we know it's not good for us, it's familiar. So it's hard to leave. It's scary because we don't know where we're going. The path ahead of us is uncertain. But we go. And in fact, we leave faster than we thought possible. After many years of saying it's impossible, we'll never get out of here. This is the way it's always been, and this is the way it will be forever. There's no other way. That was the story. My whole lifetime, maybe yours too. Maybe for 400 years. That's been the story. And what finally propelled us out was a great cry. So here we are. We are on the path. We look behind us and it pulls. Oh, but it's so easier to just go back. And we look ahead and there's some hope on the horizon. And we think, okay, one more step. I'm finally doing it. I'm finally learning this new way, this way called freedom. I take with me what I need: drums, easy food, my community. And when I think, oh, I'm finally out, I find myself between a rock and a hard place, or maybe between an army of Egyptians and the sea, or maybe between all of the ways that I have been conditioned to see and understand the world, and ways that I'm just beginning to learn through unlearning. And it feels like this sea of unknowing is a great chasm that may be impossible to cross. But here's where, in our paradigm, in our day, the story has changed. Because I grew up learning the Charlton Heston version with this random guy who I later learned was named Nachshon ben Aminadav, who dives alone off a cliff in a literal leap of faith. One person sacrifices, believes he is sacrificing himself because he believes the only way forward is sacrifice and maybe death. And in years past, when I have told this story, I thought, you know, even if he just stepped in, one step at a time, like some of our rabbis tell us, until the water was up to his nose, even that, not knowing how to swim, just believing I gotta do this hard thing by myself or else, that was the old way, people. The new way is to stand at that shore and open our eyes and look to your left and look to your right and look behind you. Look at all these faces and realize no one does it alone, ever. We are not being called to step forward alone anymore. That is not. It used to be that was a badge of honor. I did it by myself. No more. We are here with our ancestors. All the generations are at our back. And all of our children and our children's children and their children's children, generation after generation before us, is in front of us, drawing us forward into the future we are dreaming and creating. And we are all God, remember? So when we sing, "Who is like you?" we are looking at our community. We are looking at all these faces and saying, you, each of us is a gift. We have to do it together. I'm not like you, and I need you to hold my hand. I need you so we can step in together and remember when we stepped in, what happened? The hard way, the way that seemed impassable. became passable. Not just a slog. It was not a slog. It was safe. We walked through on dry land. And here's another way the story is different. In our world today, nobody is drowned behind us. We all make it. And when we sing, "Who is like you?" we sing for all the ones who are catching up, for all the ones who didn't know any better, for all the ones who are pulling us forward because we didn't know any better, and we thought the old way was the only way, just like they did, and now we are arriving wave after wave after wave, and hand by hand pulling each other up into the new world of our dreams, in which every single one of us is safe and fed and healthy and thriving. Not just surviving, thriving together. It is so. Amen.